we have covered the Indian dances, the question on the dances that were asked from year 2013 to 2020. Now coming on to the architecture, sculpture and inscriptions. Now the first question, which was asked recently, last to last year in 2019, it says, in which of the following relief sculpture inscription is Ranyo Ashok or King Ashok mentioned along with the stone portrait of Ashok? So this is a difficult question. So it says that where, in which of the inscription there is a stone portrait of Ashok along with the inscription where there is written Ranyo Ashok. Okay. So the options given are Kangana Hali, Sanchi, Shehbaz Garhi, So Gauda. So basically it was a difficult question and it is difficult to, guess also. So guessing is a bit risky. So the correct answer to this is A, Kanaganahali. In Karnataka, it is the site. So this site is in Karnataka, where there is the inscription in Brahmi language that reads Ranyo Ashoka. Okay, and this is the stone portrait of Ashoka that we are talking about, that there is a stone portrait and alongside there is a inscription where it is written Ranyo Ashoka. So this stone, portrait, it shows that the king and the queen is there. So king is standing alongside the queen and they are also surrounded by the female attendants. Okay. It is the only site with the stone portrait of Ashoka. This you should remember. It is the only site where stone portrait of Ashoka was found. And it is an important Buddhist site also. So this site is in Karnataka. Coming on to the next question, which was asked in year 2019. And this again is the simple question. If you know it, you can attempt it within the seconds, get 2 marks for, free. So building Kalyan Mandaps was a notable feature in the temple construction in the kingdom of. So that means the question is asking you that Kalyan Mandaps are seen in the temples of basically which dynasty? Okay, so was it Chalukya dynasty or Chandela dynasty or Rashtrakutas or Vijayanagar? So the correct answer to this question is that Kalyan Mandap, it was the feature of the temples of the Vijayanagar Empire. Okay. So correct answer is Vijayanagar Empire. And Kalyan Mandaps, these were important structure of Vijayanagar temples. On some occasions, what happened, the deities of the temple, that means the main deity and the deity of Amma Shrine. Amma Shrine, I told you, it is a shrine dedicated to the female consort of the main deity. So these deities would be transported from their abodes to Kalyan Mandap. Okay, so they are placed from their abodes to the Kalyan Mandap for exhibition and worship. So on certain days, this process would take place. So shown in the picture is one of the temple, which is the very famous temple, the Lepakshi temple, built under the Vijayanagar rulers. Now coming to the next question. With reference to the cultural history of India, consider the following statements. So this question was asked in year 2018. So what are the statements? First of all, white marble was used in making Buland Darwaza and Kankha at Fatehpur Sikri. And second statement, red sandstone and marble were used in the making of Bada Imambara and Rumi Darwaza at Lucknow. So this is basically the question has been asked from the Islamic architecture, okay, Indo-Islamic architecture. Now you have to tell which of the statement given is or are correct. Correct answer to this question is first option, 1 only, okay. So let me tell you the explanation. Statement 1 is correct. So shown in the picture is the Buland Darwaza at Fatehpur Sikri. So you should know the Buland Darwaza, or the lofty gate of Fatehpur Sikri, it was built to commemorate Akbar's victory over Gujarat. So that is why it was built to commemorate Akbar's victory over Gujarat. And it is, the height is 40 meters, and it is the red sandstone structure which was built in around 1576 AD. So it is made up of red and buff sandstone and decorated by white and black marble. So that means marble was also used alongside red sandstone and is higher than the courtyard of the mosque. So this is Buland Darwaza at Fatehpur Sikri. Then the second statement, which says that in the Rumi Darwaza, the red sandstones were used. So this statement was incorrect. Rumi Darwaza is basically this structure, which is the gate of Bada Imambara. So Rumi Darwaza was the main gateway to Bada Imambara in Lucknow. It is so called because the design of the structure resembles an ancient gate, Constantinople. Okay, so basically it resembles some gateway in Turkey. The common material used for raising most of the monuments in Lucknow was brick and plaster. So red sandstone was not used. The two ingredients used are unique in their own sense, but their strength when compared to rock solid stone is much less. So the strength of the construction material is, it is not that durable as compared to the sandstone and other stones. Okay, so therefore statement 2 is incorrect. So therefore statement 2 is incorrect. So statement 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. Okay, so that means white marble was used in making Buland Darwaza and Kankha at Fatehpur Sikri. This is correct. And red sandstone and marble were used in making Bada Imambara and Rumi Darwaza at Lucknow. This is incorrect. Which of the following are famous for sun temples? So which of the following sites are famous for sun temples? First of all, Arasavali. Secondly, Amarkantak. Third is Omkareshwar. So the correct answer to this question is one only, Arasavali. Okay, Amarkantak and Omkareshwar does not have the sun temple. Arasavali in Srikakulam district, it is famous for sun temple. Okay, Amarkantak, it is a pilgrim town and a Nagar Panchayat in Madhya Pradesh. Temple at Amarkantak is dedicated to goddess Narmada and Lord Shiva. Okay, so there is no such sun temple at Amarkantak. And Omkareshwar, it is the temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. So then coming on to the next question, what is common to the two historical places known as Ajanta and Mahabalipuram? So this question was asked in 2016. Both were built in the same period. Both belong to the same religious denomination. Both have rock-cut monuments. Okay. So if you know what statement you can eliminate by the elimination method, we know that Ajanta is basically, it is devoted to Buddhism. Okay, the caves. And Mahabalipuram, these are the temples dedicated to Hinduism. So you can directly eliminate the statement 2. That means they do not belong to the same religion. One is dedicated to Buddhism and other is to Hinduism. So now you can remove 2. You can eliminate one option. Okay. Now both were built in the same period and both have rock cut monuments. So we know that both have rock cut monuments. So you know that 3 is the correct answer. So now you can eliminate the option D also, because at least one statement is correct, which is the third one. So now we are left with 2 choices, B and C. So the correct answer to this question is B, 3 only. Okay, because both of them were not built in the same period. The Ajanta caves in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra, these are the group of around 30 rock-cut Buddhist caves, okay, which belong to the period 2nd century BCE to about 480 or 650 CE, okay. And the caves, they include paintings and sculptures which are very famous, which the Archaeological Survey of India has called as the finest surviving examples of Indian art. Now Mahabalipuram, so this is the picture of the Ajanta caves at Aurangabad district. Now Mahabalipuram, it has group of temples. Okay, it is dedicated to Hinduism, and basically the timeline is 7th and 8th centuries. Okay, so these include the rathas, temples in the form of chariots, mandapas or the cave temples, and there is a famous open air relief which is the descent of Ganga. Okay, and then independent standing temple, for example shore temple. So different kind of architecture is present there. So the group of monuments at Mahabalipuram has been classified as the World Heritage Site. So these are the example you can see in the Ajanta caves, and then these are the temples which are in the form of caves: Adivaraha cave, Rock Cut cave. Okay, then this is an example of Rath, Nakul Sahdev monolithic Rath made out of a single stone. Now coming to the next question, which was asked in year 2015, with reference to art and archaeological history of India, which one among the following was made earliest? So you have to tell which of the following sculpture or the group of monuments was made earliest. Lingaraj temple at Bhubaneswar, rock cut elephant at Dholi, rock cut monuments at Mahabalipuram, Varaha image at Udaygiri. Okay, so the correct answer is B, because rock cut elephant at Dholi was made during Ashokan time. Okay, and it has an Ashokan inscription as well. So here is the brief explanation that rock cut elephant at Dholi was created during the Ashoka's reign, that is from 272 to 231 BC. This is the oldest among the four. Lingaraja temple, on the other hand, which is at Bhubaneswar, it was created much later in the 11th century AD. Then rock cut monuments at Mahabalipuram were created in the 7th century AD. And Varaha image at Udaygiri MP is created in the 5th century AD. The next question, again, the match the following type. So given are the sculptures and the sites, and you have to tell which of the pairs are correctly matched. So first is the grand image of Buddha's Mahaparinirvan, that means Buddha leaving the mortal world, with numerous celestial musicians above and sorrowful figures of his followers below. So this sculpture, whether it is at Ajanta or not, okay, you have to tell the answer. Second, the huge image of Varaha avatar of Lord Vishnu as he rescues goddess Earth from the deep and chaotic waters, sculptured on rock, Mount Abu. So this sounds, incorrect, Mount Abu. Okay. Arjuna's penance, descent of Ganga, sculpted on the surface of huge boulders, Mamallapuram or Mahabalipuram. Okay. So the correct option is C. 1 and 3 are correct. Cave 26 in Ajanta has the grand image of Mahaparinirvan Buddha when Buddha leaves the mortal world. So this is the image. Okay, when he's leaving the mortal world, this event is known as Mahaparinirvan. Okay, and it is shown in cave number 26 of Ajanta. Okay. Now this is the sculpture of the incarnation of Vishnu, Varaha, saving Mother Earth. Okay, so Goddess Earth he is saving. So this sculpture is at Udaygiri Caves in Madhya Pradesh. And the third sculpture, which is the descent of Ganga, also known as Arjuna's penance, it is again at Mahabalipuram or Mamallapuram. Okay. With reference to the history of Indian rock cut architecture, consider the following statements. So this question was asked in year 2013, that you have to consider following statements regarding the rock cut architecture of India. First is the caves at Badami are the oldest surviving rock cut caves in India. Okay. Second statement, the Barabar rock cut caves were originally made for Ajivikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. And third, at Ellora, caves were made for different faiths. So even if you don't know the above two statements, and you know that third statement is true, at Ellora, the caves are made for three different faiths, that is Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. So third is correct. So now you can eliminate one option. Okay, so you can eliminate A. Now, coming back again to the first statement, the caves at Badami are the oldest surviving rock cut caves. Now, this is incorrect. If you have studied Indian art and culture well, you would know that Barabar caves, these are the oldest surviving caves in India. So the statement 1 is incorrect. Okay, so now you can eliminate 1. You can eliminate this option and you can eliminate the last option. So A and D you can eliminate. So now you are left with two options, 2 and 3 or 3 only. So now you can, if you don't know, you can make a guesswork. Or if you know about the statement 2 also, the Barabar rock-cut caves, these were originally made for Ajivikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. This is incorrect. It was made by Ashok. Okay. So basically, statement 1 and 2 are incorrect and statement 3 is correct. So the correct answer is 3 only. So C is the correct answer. Okay. So Barabar caves, these are the oldest rock-cut caves and they were built by Ashok. Okay. So these are the caves. So not built by Chandragupta Maurya and not the Badami caves were the oldest. Barabar caves were the oldest. So this is the picture of the Badami caves and the Ellora caves in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra, where you can find temples dedicated to all the three religions, that is Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Now coming to the last question. Some Buddhist rock-cut caves are called chaityas, while others are called viharas. What is the difference between two? So this is again a very simple question asked in year 2013, that what is the difference between the chaityas and viharas? So if you know it, chaityas are basically the place of worship and viharas is the place of residence of Buddhist monk. So B option is correct. Chaitya is the place of worship while vihara is the dwelling place of monks. So B is the correct answer. In Buddhism, chaityas are the places of worship, whereas viharas are the place of residence of Buddhist monks. So this is an example of Chaitya cave at Ajanta. And this is the example of viharas at Ajanta caves. So this is all for today. Okay, a brief video on the questions which were asked in the past years. Okay, and you should know them. And I have tried to add few details into it so that you know more than what is required in the question. So all the best for your prelims, guys. Thank you so much.